I want to start this video by making a confession. The most expensive investing mistake that I ever made wasn't about picking the wrong stock. It wasn't about bad timing, but I was trying to get rich quick. And in doing so, I ended up using leverage. And oh boy, the market really kicked my butt. That decision cost me real money, real stress, and taught me the lesson that I will never forget. So if you are investing, trading, or even thinking about investing, this video is for you. It might save you from making the mistakes that I made. Quick disclaimer before we get started: whatever I share on this platform is something that I have done research on, but you must always do your own research, because investing and trading comes with real risk, because this is real money. So make sure you take risks that you are comfortable to manage. Now, the first thing that I will share with you guys is that the mindset that got me into this trouble was that I wanted to get rich quickly. I thought I would just buy a stock, sell high, make profits, and even more, I was using leverage. So earlier in my investing journey, this was the dangerous belief that I had. And I thought that speed mattered more than control. And I wasn't trying to build wealth slowly like I'm doing now. I wanted results now. And when you combine impatience with leverage, you create a perfect setup for disaster. Don't do it. What I did was that I was buying some penny stocks, and also I had short-dated naked call options for Tesla stock. And what happened was that as soon as I got these Tesla call options, I think they were 2 weeks out, it dropped by 10%. And with options with leverage, it means that the money is almost gone. So I saw my money from 5,000, 3,000, 2,000. And when that happened, I wanted to close the position, right? And because I think I was probably under a lot of stress, instead of selling to close that position, I ended up buying another contract for 5,000. So now that was 10,000 that was added the line. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I took the loss. I think I lost about 7,000 on Tesla alone, right? And I had some penny stocks. In total, that was almost 33,000 US dollars that I lost. I learned my lesson. Unfortunately, you know what happens is that if you are using leverage, imagine account, it works like this. It allows you to borrow money. In Canada, what we have tax-free savings account. So that account, I would fund it on cash, but then I have an imagine account. What that means is maybe if I have 10,000 worth of stocks or cash in that brokerage account, I could have up to 3 times that amount. So that means I could borrow money for, let's say, up to 10,000, 30,000 as an example. So what then happens is I got wiped out. Unfortunately, in my case, I was able to just sell some of the stocks that I was holding in the other account, and I paid it off, because what happens is if you borrow money, it comes with interest. So I was on the hook. I just sold and closed the position, and I, for a while, did not trade or invest. I learned my lesson. So that's something that I learned, and I had to slowly start to invest and trade. And after I actually had a framework and I started small. That's one big lesson that I learned from this. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, thank you so much for watching my video. I know most people who watch these videos, they don't subscribe. If you subscribe, I'm going to have this video might be pushed more, so that at least it can go far and wide. So make sure you subscribe and like, and tell me what your biggest mistake that actually you have encountered. Moving on, another lesson that I learned after, in addition to losing money, was that it wasn't just about losing money. because the real cost for me was the psychology of like, oh, now I have 33,000 that I have to pay off. Of course, I paid it off, but it usually leads to stress, low confidence, and some people, they actually may never get back to even invest in the stock market. And from what I've seen, the stock market, if you look at the richest people, if you look at Jeff Bezos, who is the founder of Amazon, Elon Musk, lots of these guys, they actually make money from the stock market. It's one of the best ways to actually build wealth. So if you are not participating in the stock market, you can participate through the real estate market. Some people buy gold, but the stock market is one place where people can make money. So after having a nightmare like that, a lot of people would just say, you know what, this is not for me. So I'm fortunate that I had to come back to learn, and the greatest lesson that I learned was that if you can't stay in the game, returns don't matter. It's very important to only invest in things that I understand, and I am not going to be constantly checking prices every time. I am only focusing on things that I understand. So the greatest lesson was that survival comes first. So the key to investing is investing in things that you understand, and make sure you stay invested for a long time. What I do is I like to stay invested on things that I understand, and I have the money compounding over time. And that's part of my story. And in the process, I came up with a new framework, like I have shared in some of the videos, that I only invest in businesses that I understand, and I spend most of my time researching, reading about these businesses that I'm looking at. Who is their top leadership? Are these people honest? Do they deliver on what they say? Do they have strong financial position? I don't like to invest in businesses that are losing money. And I like to be selling options and getting premium on stocks that I otherwise want to own. I used to be an options buyer, and I realized that 80% of the time I was losing money to the option sellers. So now I went to the other side of the trade, and that's what I do. So I like to sell options because time will be on my side. But I must emphasize, it's very important to only sell options on stocks that you otherwise want to own, that you have done research. There's no shortcut, and you have to understand, like in my case, I like to take specific delta from the ranges of like 0.2 0.3. So in other words, I will have, if I have 0.3 delta, means I have about 0.7% mathematical chance of being assigned those shares. So that's something that I've learned over time through experience. Now, the key thing was just stopping buying naked options altogether and selling options. So that changed my game. And now the process that I follow is I research, understand the process, and manage risk. No leverage, no shortcuts, just staying in the game. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And if you want one-on-one coaching on how to invest, how to trade, book a one-on-one coaching on www.streetwiseeconomics.com. I will be sure to have time to talk to you. And thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.